Who really benefits when the minimum wage increases? Is it the worker, the employer, or does everyone end up paying more? In episode 1, we looked at Jamaica's increase in the national minimum wage. Effective July 1, 2026, it moved from $16,000 to $17,000 per 40-hour work week. We also discussed how many Jamaicans continue to face rising food costs, transportation, fuel, and utilities. In today's episode, we're taking the conversation one step further, because minimum wage increases don't only affect workers, they affect families, businesses, consumers, and ultimately the entire economy. Welcome back to Building Wealth with Wisdom. I'm your host, Adrian. Let's talk. So who benefits the most? Let's begin with the obvious. Workers earning below or just above the minimum wage are usually the first to benefit. A higher wage can help with groceries, transportation, school expenses, utilities, and everyday household bills. And for families, that extra income is welcome, and rightly so. Every dollar matters, and here's the challenge. If prices continue to rise, part of that wage increase can quickly disappear. That's why we make a distinction between earning money and having greater purchasing power. And they're not always the same. A bigger paycheck doesn't automatically mean a better standard of living. Now let's talk about a group that often receives less attention: the middle class. Many middle-income households employ or engage domestic helpers, caregivers, gardeners, drivers, or tradesmen. And when wages increase, their household expenses also increase. At the same time, many middle-income workers receive annual salary increases of only 1 to 5%, and some receive no increase at all. Now that creates pressure. Families begin to ask, can we still afford the same level of help? Or should we postpone renovation, reduce spending? Because guess what? These are difficult conversations, but they're becoming very common now. Now let's look at the employer's perspectives. Businesses, especially those employing large numbers of minimum wage earners, also feel the impact. And for many companies, labor is one of their largest operating costs. And when wages increase, business owners generally have a few options. They can absorb the additional costs, increase the prices, improve their productivity, grow their sales and revenue, or reduce expenses elsewhere. And sometimes that may even include restructuring their operations or laying off staff. The challenge is, many businesses cannot simply raise the prices. Their customers are also feeling financial pressure, and the competition remains strong. However, businesses must continue to find ways to remain profitable while protecting jobs. It's a delicate balancing act, one that isn't always easy. So this leads to another important question. Should Jamaica move beyond talking about a minimum wage and instead focus on a living wage? Now, you may be asking, what's the difference? A minimum wage is the legal minimum an employer must pay and is set by the government. A living wage is designed to cover the cost of basic necessities. Things like housing, food, transportation, healthcare, utilities, education, and a reasonable standard of living. It's an appealing idea, but implementing a living wage isn't without challenges. If wages rise much faster than productivity, business costs increase, and some businesses may increase their prices. Others may slow hiring, some may invest heavily in automation, but for small businesses, they may struggle to compete. That's why we often say higher wages should be supported by higher productivity, because when workers and businesses produce more value, higher wages become more sustainable. So, what can you control? Whether you're an employee, self-employed, or a business owner, there are practical steps you can take. First up, you can continue learning. You can develop new skills, earn a professional certification, increase your value in the workplace. But if you're a business owner, you can look for ways to improve efficiency, reduce waste, adopt new technologies, and deliver greater value to your customers. But regardless of where you are today, don't depend on just one source of income. Guess what? Financial resilience comes from building options, not depending on a single paycheck. And in closing, minimum wage increases provide welcome relief for many workers, but they also create new challenges for families, businesses, and the wider economy. And the long-term goal should be an economy where businesses can grow, workers can earn more, families can thrive, and prosperity is shared. But here's one final question. If one job is no longer enough, what can you do to increase your income? That's exactly what we'll explore in episode 3. I'll share practical income streams that minimum wage earners and really all Jamaicans can begin building to strengthen their financial future. Because in today's economy, one source of income may pay the bills, but multiple streams of income can create greater financial security. This has been Building Wealth with Wisdom. I'm Adrian. Until next time, walk good, stay wise, and build wealth with wisdom. See you in the next episode.